So, wonderful win for Melbourne tonight. For Simon Goodwin and the club, they can get themselves rolling. Jude, I'm going to go down to you with the guy that had such a big part in their victory, Nathan Jones.
Thanks, Bruce. Yeah, Nathan, 3 goals tonight. Take us through the relief of just getting the first win on the board.
Yeah, obviously it's a bit, but you know we're striving to be a bloody good team, and with that comes expectation. And I don't know, I can't really put a finger on why we couldn't get it right. There's a whole range of reasons in the first few rounds, but you know, that's the time when you bunker down and commit to each other, and you know, that's all we've done. We've stayed consistent, ignored the outside noise, and knew what was going to get us back on track. And I'm bloody happy. Yeah.
You mentioned bunkering down. Is that what was that circle that we heard about during the week? Is that what that sort of circle comes to? Just a commitment to each other?
Look, it was, you know, how it was reported was misinformed for whoever got the info. But look, you know, that's all that speculation just flies around on the outside. You know, internally, obviously we had some frank conversations because we weren't, you know, delivering to the expectation as a group, and you know, working as a cohesive team, and you know, we made a commitment to that, get back to that, and you know, you see the result tonight.
And kicked 11 from the last 15 goals. The dominance, and particularly in the second half, you really started to hook in.
Yeah, I think that was sort of there in the first few weeks. You know, our dominance keeping the ball inside forward 50, or even be able to get it in forward 50. But you know, obviously the question marks around our defence, and you know, we got that back tonight. You know, when we're trying to play a full 18-man defence, you know, you've got to get everyone to be working on the same page, and you know, we got that tonight. So it's a bloody good reward for effort, and you know, now we're to get back and back it up. And
you sparred with your little brother there a few times. It must have been like the backyard, was it?
I was bloody happy to kick that second goal on him. Don't worry, I gave him plenty. So I'm sticking around up in Sydney. I'll catch up with him tomorrow, and I'll make sure I remind him. There's no doubt about that.
Sensational work, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Terrific camaraderie there, Jude. You know all about that as you're making your way to grab maybe the big fella, Maxi, but Nathan Jones with these 3 tonight. Look at those 2 giants, 208, 206. They're big men, and they played together for the first time. Jude, you look about my height out there, and you're not.
Standing in the land of the Giants, Max, for a start, 55 hit-outs, a sensational effort in there, but complete dominance around the stoppages.
Yeah, look, our midfield's been given a hide in the last 3 weeks. We didn't like that, but we needed it. So to come back and respond like we did today against, Josh Kennedy, Luke Parker, guys that are really experienced in there. Cal Sinclair's been in some really good form. So proud of the boys, but we should have been doing this for the first 3 weeks, so it's a nice little hiding.
What about, obviously, the 2-ruck combo? What about your big mate here? What did you think of his game?
I've put a bid in to play 18 rucks. I think it will work. The wingers might be an interesting spot, but I'm proud of him, man. He's worked pretty hard to get to this spot, and to kick a couple of snags was good.
That's it, Braden, a couple of goals there. It was it's good to hit hit the scoreboard early in your first game for him.
Yeah, it definitely takes the pressure a bit off. Yeah, it's been a pretty nervy pre-game, but yeah, to kick a couple was good.
We saw you go downstairs for a bit. What was the issue there?
No, it's knocked to the shoulder. Hopefully it'll be all right. No, it's good. It's good.
Maxi, take us through what this club can do now. Obviously, a win on the board. How much of a relief is it? But what can the club go from now?
Oh, look, we're happy at the moment, and this will last for a good couple of hours. And it's the feeling that we wanted the first 3 weeks, but we've still got a lot of work to do. So St Kilda in 10 days. That's all of our focus goes to St Kilda. We'll enjoy this, enjoy it with the fans that have come across to Sydney, and it's important to get a win. But it's important to play our brand of footy, and that's what's most important.
Enjoy it, boys. Great work.
Yeah, but it's easy for Brayshaw on that outside. You can control his run a little bit. He hasn't got breakaway speed. But inside, it's very hard to stop him. And Hewitt's not that type of player anyway.
McDonald started to get a bit of the footy. Petrarca was really good. Hunt, as you mentioned. And Maxi Gorn's last 10 minutes was just a nice throwback. So, Melbourne supporters, sit back. It's been a little while. Enjoy this. Footy, when you reach 30 years of age, there are questions always. You need to be on top of everything that you do in the game, otherwise you're going to get a question asked. regardless of whether you're the longest serving captain, he's the longest, no, second longest serving captain.
Behind who?
Not me, you blokes.
Okay.
I tell you what, he was outstanding tonight. His name's Nathan Jones, been good enough to join us. Hey, Nate, well done.
Thanks, Gaz. Thanks, boys.
It was some genuine excitement, and we know that the club's been under pressure. You've been under some pressure, and the only place that you can respond to any criticism or critics is in those 4 quarters, and it could have gone either way. 22 points at halfway through that second quarter, but you'd be really proud of what you did as a team, and we were proud of what you did as a player.
Oh, absolutely, mate. It's it's been a tough few weeks. I'm sure you've all been there. It's it's probably a time to try and galvanise as a group and ignore the outside noise and just keep focused on the simple things that are going to get us back in form. And we did that. We committed strongly to each other about playing for each other and as a team rather than a group of individuals. And there was a sort of a sniff of that maybe over the first few weeks, but we really committed back to that, particularly around the defensive aspect of the game tonight, and we get the result. So obviously very proud of the group and the response of the entire club.
Nath, it looks like the midfield mix changed after half-time. What got said at half-time? One example, obviously Brayshaw starting on the bench. He got tagged heavily in the first half.
Yeah, I think we probably did speak about try and add a little bit of variety in there. We obviously had the luxury of Prusy and Gorney, so we could create a few different options for ourselves, and we probably changed up a couple of things. Obviously, we try to utilise Angus maybe in a different way than we usually would, and I think it paid off for us tonight. I think if we go back over the vision, you probably see us working much better as a team or as a midfield unit tonight. Sacrificing certain areas of play for each other, and being able to get the job done and clear the ball as a team rather than individuals.
Jones, you looked that pre-half-time period was really critical for you guys. Weren't playing super footy and they were probably dominating a bit, but that last 5 or 6 minutes, I think you got the 2, Jack got the... How much confidence did that give you going into half-time?
Oh, yeah, I think a fair bit, Roosie. It's a game of momentum. I think the thing for us is that we hung in there. We haven't been able to do that in the last few weeks. It's... But, that's probably due to some of the defensive mechanisms that we worked on during the week that we really focused in and honed in on, and that allowed us to hang in the game. They were dominating as far as, possession, shots on goal, but we were putting on enough pressure to, obviously force the error on their part and hold our own in the game. And then as the momentum swung back, we were able to capitalise and keep ourselves in with a sniff, and half-time was about reinforcing the good things that are working for us and some of the things that we'd focused on.
Jones, we can see big Braden Pruce in behind you as well, catching up with his family. He came in, impact in the first quarter, allowed Max to sort of just play a more sort of natural role with his game. Your thoughts on Braden Pruce tonight?
Unreal, mate. What a start for him. That first goal, he kicked the snap out of the ruck, was a beauty. And, I think, as I said before, I felt like his, the addition of him tonight added probably some versatility for us. We're able to sort of throw some stuff around in there. I think it sort of allowed some freedom for Tommy Mack and Sammy Wiedemann as well, because, obviously Big Prusey's such a big lad. He draws the footy and creates a contest for us, which allowed those boys to probably get up the ground a bit and use their legs and their run. And then obviously being able to flip Max and him around, it created another really positive option for us. And, I think he's going to be a great addition for us going forward, no doubt about that.
Great job tonight, Nathan. Before we go, you've been a long-serving captain for the Demons. Do you know who the longest-serving captain at the Demons is?
I think it's Nita.
Of course he does.
Oh, Nita. Yes. I thought it would have been you.
He just wanted to get that in. Hey, Jonesy, well done. We love what you did tonight. It was great to watch, and enjoy it and back on it. It was a very familiar look about it for last year, so I think that's a good sign.
Yeah, let's hope we can continue on that form. It's a small step forward for us, but it's great to be in the winner's circle, and we'll look to build on that. Thanks, fellas.
Good boy.
Well done.
Nathan Jones, I think third longest serving captain. Jonathan.